My girlfriend, Sarah, was really annoyed with her childhood friend Mike. But ever since Mike threatened to hurt himself, Sarah had changed. She became very forgiving towards him, even when he scratched my face. She just stood in front of him, protecting him. She said he was very sick and close to dying, so small things didn't matter. So I let it go and quietly stepped away from her life. One night, Sarah saw a very influential woman she knew announce online that she was in a relationship. In the picture, I was beside this woman, wearing a nice shirt, kissing her cheek. It was raining hard that night, but Sarah got really upset and came banging on the woman's door. "Baby, I know you're just trying to make me jealous. Come out, let's talk," she pleaded. Sarah had this childhood friend, Mike, who was always around whenever we hung out. One day, Sarah and I went to see a new movie. On our way there, Mike had already called her 3 times. Sarah didn't hesitate to block him on social media. She messed up my hair and said, "Don't worry, I have a boyfriend. I need to keep some distance from old friends." Right after the movie ended, she got a call from a number she didn't know. When she answered, it was Mike again. "Sarah, where are you?" he asked. "I told you I'm on a date with my boyfriend. Stop calling me. Don't you understand?" He sounded like he was about to cry. "Wait, don't hang up. I really have something important to tell you." Sarah hesitated for a moment, but then ended the call. She looked worried. When I asked her several times if my shirt looked good, it took her a while to snap out of her thoughts. "It looks good on you. You look great in anything," she finally said. I changed back to my original clothes. "Why do you seem so troubled? Are you really worried about him?" She paused and kissed my forehead. "Worrying about him? Why then are you so distracted? Forget him, he's just being dramatic." Our date continued. At 9 p.m., there was a fireworks show by the city's river, and the bright lights sparkled in everyone's eyes. I held Sarah's arm, taking photos. But soon, her phone started buzzing in her pocket again. This time it was Mike's mom. Whatever she said on the other end made Sarah's eyes widen in shock, and her face turned pale. "Okay, Auntie, I'll come right now," she said. I asked her what happened. "Mike tried to hurt himself. I need to go to the hospital." "Why would he do that? Just because you didn't answer his calls? That's way too extreme." She ran her hand through her hair, frustrated. "I don't know, but either way I have to go. Do you want to come with me?" Even though I didn't want to, I was curious about what new things Mike might be doing. Opening the hospital room door, we saw Mike with red eyes and bandaged wrists. He struggled to sit up. "Sarah, you're here," he said. Then, as soon as she got close, he pulled her into a hug. "I knew you cared about me," he said. The sight made me uncomfortable, but Sarah didn't push him away. She just sighed, looking annoyed. "Mike, do you know how childish you're being? Trying to hurt yourself over me is nonsense." "It wasn't just because of you," he looked at me timidly. "Can you step outside for a minute? I just want to talk to her alone." Waiting outside for about 10 minutes, Sarah came out looking really serious. I wasn't curious about his so-called secret. I just wanted to know when we could leave. "Are you guys done talking? Can we go home now? I've been out all day. I'm tired." It's not that I'm heartless, but Mike's constant calls and deliberate bothering had used up any good feelings I had for him. Not to mention how, when Sarah first introduced me, he shook my hand with a bright smile, but secretly squeezed it really hard. Childish games. "Mike has stomach cancer," Sarah suddenly said. My heart skipped a beat, and I started to wonder if that was true. "He tried to hurt himself because he sees himself as a burden. It's my fault. If only I had answered his calls, he might have had someone to talk to. His mom is a single parent. Without me, he had no hope. He feels like a burden, and that pushed him to hurt himself. This isn't your fault," I tried to comfort her. "No one could have seen this coming." But Mike relies on me. I'm like a sister to him, and since being with you, I haven't paid him much attention. I feel so damn guilty." A cold wind blew down the hallway, making me feel a bit uneasy. I didn't speak. Sarah didn't notice anything, lost in her guilt and blaming herself. She seemed distant, not hearing anything around her. Mike's voice came from the room. "Can you stay with me tonight? I really didn't mean to trouble you. It's just my mom needs to work late at the market." "It's okay, I'll stay here with you. I'm not going anywhere," Sarah said. It started pouring rain outside again. I checked my watch. "I'm heading back." "Go ahead," she said. She was still leaning over, tucking Mike in, not even looking at me. His eyes were fixed on her, full of need. If this woman wasn't my friend, I might have been touched by this cozy scene. "It's 10:30 now," I reminded her. "Sarah, are you really going to let me go home alone?" Mike mumbled softly, Bro, I get off work at 11 usually, and I always go home by myself." I glanced at him. "If you don't have a girlfriend to walk you home, that's not my problem." Sarah frowned, pulling out her phone and looking through her contacts. "Let me have Lisa take you home. She's my best friend, and she's pretty free usually." Lisa was a star at our university and also from a wealthy family in the city. Sarah was currently working at Lisa's family's company. "Lisa, what are you up to? Do me a favor." A sleepy voice answered on the line. "It's late, I'm going to sleep. Can it wait until tomorrow?" I never expected her to go to bed so early, but I wasn't interested in bothering anyone late at night. I told Sarah, "Forget it, I can get back by myself, no need to trouble anyone else." Sarah was about to hang up when Lisa jumped in. "Wait, were you thinking I could help out? Could you come over and take my boyfriend home? I'll treat you to dinner later, how about that?" "Sure, send me the location," she said, sounding eager for a free meal. "Felix, wait for her here." "All right, I'm going in to check on Mike," Sarah said, giving my head a comforting pat, and turned back into the hospital room. I was left feeling frustrated, pacing around in annoyance. Sarah often joked about how Lisa was a heartbreaker, so it surprised me how relaxed she was about Lisa taking me home. But Sarah was very confident, telling me Lisa might be a bit carefree, but she's reliable. "Don't worry about it." Lisa showed up faster than I expected. She had a striking face, and when she smiled, her eyes seemed to hint at some mischief. I waved her over. "Lisa, over here, Felix." "Yep," I nodded. "Thanks for helping out." She chuckled lightly. "No problem." I went back to the hospital room to find Sarah. Mike was holding onto her arm, and he smiled when he saw me come in. "Bro, you haven't left yet?" I ignored him and turned to Sarah. "She's here to pick me up. I'm heading out." Sarah nodded towards Lisa. "Take care of my boyfriend." "All right," Lisa smirked. "Don't worry, I'll take good care of him." I couldn't tell if it was my imagination, but it seemed like her words had a double meaning. She grabbed my bag. "Let's go, I'll get you home." We walked to the underground parking lot, and Lisa opened the car door for me. "Thanks," I said, getting in. She moved over to the driver's seat. Still thinking about what happened at the hospital, I stared out the window, completely missing her telling me to buckle up. A scent of cedar hit me as she leaned over to fasten my seatbelt for me. I glanced down and our eyes met. "Felix, is it fun pretending not to know me?" My scattered thoughts snapped into focus. I gave her a slight smile. "Long time no see, sis. After my parents divorced, my mom sent me to live with her best friend, who was Lisa's mom. I lived there for 7 years, from age 10 to 17. Lisa is just a year older than me. I always called her sis during that time. When my parents got back together in my junior year, I moved out around then. Lisa went off to college in another city. After that, we barely saw each other. It wasn't until I started dating Sarah and got dragged to a friend's gathering that we reconnected." Lisa seemed more stylish than before, but her attitude towards me was very different, cold and distant. I figured she had forgotten about the kid who used to wait outside her classrooms every day to walk her home, so I pretended not to recognize her too. I never expected her to come pick me up today. "Oh, so you do remember me?" The streetlights flickered through her pale fingers as she drove. "Yeah, how could I not? But you ignored me the other day." She laughed, but didn't really answer. "Felix, your choice of girlfriend seems a bit off." I gave her a look. "Oh, and you've got high standards for boyfriends?" "Sorry, I'm single, so that ain't an issue for me." I didn't believe her. "Single, really?" Back in high school, she was super popular with guys. She'd get love letters left and right. Thanks to her, even some girls used to give me snacks to get on her good side. When I was in junior year, I heard my mom chatting with Lisa's mom about her getting a boyfriend in college. I was sad for days, so her saying she's single now left me doubtful. Why would I lie to you? Fair enough. As I got out of the car, the door handle stuck. We left without exchanging numbers. Not long after getting home, Sarah called me. "Did you make it home safe?" "Yeah, I'm home." "You're not coming back tonight?" "Nope, Mike needs someone, and I can't just leave him. You get some rest. Don't worry about me." After showering, I checked Mike's latest post and wasn't surprised. Yet not really. When we first connected on social media, his privacy settings kept me from seeing any updates. "Nothing compares to your companionship," it read. It was accompanied by a picture of Sarah sleeping next to his hospital bed. There was a peace sign hand gesture near her head. The caption had a weirdly smug feeling to it. Suddenly, I got a bunch of notifications. Lisa had liked several of my old posts, but strangely skipped over the ones with Sarah, our couple photos and lovey-dovey stuff. I had no idea what she was getting at. A few days later, Mike got discharged. According to reports, he was already in the late stages of stomach cancer. Doctors advised against further treatment. Just eat, drink, and be merry. Sarah turned down a lot of work, saying she wanted to spend his last days together with him. First, I let it slide. After all, he didn't have long left. But then I noticed he was pretty much taking up all of Sarah's free time. Several times, she'd leave a meal in a rush because Mike called, apologize to me, and leave me waiting. After it happened a few times, I confronted her. He doesn't have much time left. Let him be with his family, right? His family doesn't care about him much. He's from a single-parent home. I thought you'd understand. Like hell I do. It's fine if you visit him occasionally, no issue there. But stop acting like his live-in maid. Don't you have any boundaries? I've known him forever. He's got terminal cancer. He needs support. Can't you just... She trailed off, not finishing the sentence. Forget it, forget it. I don't want to argue with you. You'd better not start any trouble either. Your own issues? Can you not blame them on me? She irritably scratched her head. I really can't do anything else. Felix, can you try to understand me? This is just for another month or two, promise. I really just see him as a little brother. I won't bother you. Hang out with him if you want. No need to inform me. That Saturday morning, I got a call from Sarah. Weren't you saying earlier you wanted to go to Disney? Well, is that little brother situation sorted out? Just when I thought she realized her mistake and wanted to make it up to me, what she said next blew me away. Mike just said he wants to go too. Do you want to come with us? If you do, I'll get an extra ticket. I got pissed off immediately. Come with us. So I'm just tagging along while you take him. Sounds like I'm the third wheel here. No, I'm not going. Why not? Haven't you always wanted to go? She used to be quite smart, but ever since Mike tried to hurt himself, she'd been acting strange. Really couldn't stand it. Who goes to Disney and takes a little brother? Then I heard Mike's slightly hurt voice on the other end. Is Felix not coming because he holds something against me, or does my illness bother him? Sarah, it's not that. It's because you kept calling me then, So he inevitably assumes things, Mike said, feeling wronged. Forget it, Sarah. I know nothing I say will help. Maybe the two of you should just go. It doesn't matter to me anyway. Don't worry about my feelings. Hearing that, Sarah felt guilty again. Don't talk like that, Felix. I can take him there next time, but I have to accompany you now. I hung up, not wanting to hear their back and forth on my phone. My heart felt a dull ache, almost making me sick. She didn't message me all day. At night, I saw Mike's post online. Almost every picture showed Sarah clinging to his arm, her head resting on his shoulder, looking like a couple in love. The caption read, "You're the best to me." He even commented on it himself. Hey, stop guessing down there. It's not official, okay? This is just my childhood friend. But today at Disney, the photographer said we look like a perfect match. Haha. Almost forgot this troublemaker is still in my contacts list. I deleted his contact info earlier this year. When Sarah got her car, she promised she'd pick me up from work after, but she hasn't shown up even once lately. My gossip-loving colleagues kind of hinted, asking if we had broken up. I just replied with 2 words, almost after. The sadness was gone. All that was left was growing disappointment. Wasn't this what Mike wanted after all? But I didn't want him to succeed so soon. Just then, a notification popped up. It was a voice message from Lisa. Have you had dinner? I can't cook usually. Sarah picks me up after work for dinner, but I've been ordering takeout for days now. Sick of it. I looked through food apps for 10 minutes, but couldn't find anything appealing. Not yet? Planning to order in? You're home? Yeah. If you're home, I'll swing by and pick you up. Let's go get something nice. Takeout isn't healthy. Normally, I'd probably refuse, but right now, I didn't seem to have a reason to. She has her little brother. Doesn't everyone have a good sister? All right, come pick me up. Lisa showed up quickly, as always. Come on down, she texted. She wore a casual jacket today, her hair casually styled. She gave a faint smile when she saw me. Suddenly, I remembered high school when I'd often wait for her outside her classroom, waiting for her to finish late study sessions so she could bike me home. Her classmates all knew our relationship. As her friends headed out, they called out, "Sister!" Lisa would laugh and scold, "Get out of here! Since when did my brother become your brother?" Then she'd mess up my hair, put her arm around my shoulder as we headed downstairs. Don't go claiming sisters randomly, got it? I never would. Hard to believe how many years have passed. I collected my thoughts, smiling at her. Sis, yeah, what do you want to eat? Anything's good. During the meal, Sarah sent me a message. Spent all yesterday at Disney. So tired I passed out when I got home. What are you up to, baby? Not mad, right? I really wanted to laugh. She'd become oblivious to whether I was upset or not. I simply replied, "Let's break up," then set the phone aside. Lisa asked, "What's up?" Nothing, just ended a relationship. You were right. My taste in girlfriends is indeed questionable. She gave a faint smile. The warm light casting gentle shadows on her face made her look especially kind. Girlfriends, you can date them for fun, but wives, that's different, she paused. Especially with ones like Sarah. Breaking up early is a blessing. I nodded, thought for a moment, and asked her, "But is that how you view guys too?" Nope. What's that saying again? She lowered her gaze to think. When men lack self-respect, they're like rotten cabbage, I finished for her. I laughed afterward. You actually know that saying? Not bad. So don't misunderstand me. Strange. Sarah once told me Lisa was a heartbreaker, but I didn't really believe it then. Sarah seemed so sure, though. Got me doubting a little. After all, Lisa did have the looks to attract attention. The next day after work, a coworker came over and said, "Dude, help! A super hot girl appeared outside our office. Even my old married heart can't help but flutter." Not paying much mind, I asked, "How pretty?" Gorgeous, beyond words. Honestly, prettier than your girlfriend by a few times. Then he showed me a sneaky photo he took. Though I guess she was there to pick up her boyfriend. Probably Lisa, I thought. Coming downstairs, I spotted that familiar yet unfamiliar figure in the distance. "Hey, beautiful." She walked towards me with a smile. "Only been a couple of days, and you're already this cheeky?" "No, you have no idea. You single-handedly blew up our company's chat group. Remember those high school breaks?" Lisa would pass by my building on her way to the snack shop. She'd always stop to give me some treats, causing quite the commotion on our floor. After she'd leave, I'd share the snacks with my friends, and they'd say, "Felix, I'm so jealous. Your sister is not only the school beauty but treats you so well." Made me feel pretty good. It's been years since then, and she still draws attention. "So, why are you here? To pick up your boyfriend?" She looked at me. "To pick you up." That night she took me out for dinner, and we talked for a long time. The initial awkwardness faded away quickly. "Picking me up after work, huh?" I tilted my head. "That good, huh?" She chuckled. "What's so good about that?" I had a couple of messages from Sarah after I broke up with her. I hadn't responded. She wrote, "Didn't we agree not to casually say the words breakup? I know you're just throwing a tantrum, but I completely disagree with the breakup. Please respond, babe. I know you're mad. Mad that I haven't been there for you, haven't kept promises to pick you up after work, so I've got a girlfriend to cover for me in the meantime. She'll pick you up while I'm with Mike," followed by a few lovey emojis. Her solution was pretty unique. I replied, "As long as you're happy, I'm fine." But I hoped she knew my relationship with her was over. Sarah replied, "I know. Lisa told me you've lived at her place for 10 years. That's why I trust her. She'll treat you like a brother just like I look after Mike." That's hard to judge. I put my phone away and asked Lisa, "So Sarah asked you to pick me up?" "You could say that," she grinned, tapping her fingers on the steering wheel. "Or not?" I was puzzled. "Why don't you want me picking you up?" "Nah, I'm cool with it. Didn't you also pick me up after school back then?" But those times were simpler. The joy of wind rushing past as you cycled downhill. In the days that followed, Lisa picked me up consistently, took me out to eat. Sarah, on the other hand, seemed to disappear. I didn't bother chasing her down until half a month later, on my birthday. Sarah suddenly showed up at my door, holding durians in one hand and a cake in the other. She joked, "If you don't open up, the property management might kick me out for the smell." After setting down her things, she hugged me immediately. I pushed her away coldly. "Ha! My colleagues celebrated at work already," I thought. "Are you that stubborn? Colleagues can't compare to a girlfriend. It was my bad not coming to you. I wanted to make it up on your birthday, silly. Did you think I forgot?" "Don't give me that. Aren't you going to be with your good brother?" "No," she paused. "And he's actually here to celebrate with us." Something about her words didn't register until Mike jumped in, yelling, "Happy birthday, brother!" with a loud pop. His party popper scattered confetti everywhere. Suddenly, even the not-so-sweet air felt a bit stifling. "If he wants to put on a show, I'll play along one last time. I know you've had misconceptions about me. You're Sarah's favorite. I've really intruded on her time with you. Sorry," he said, tears welling up. Sarah quickly dabbed his tears with tissues in a practiced manner. "Don't cry, Mike. Felix isn't unreasonable." I crossed my arms, watching him unfazed. He continued, "After I leave, you'll have Sarah all to yourself." Enough. Today's my birthday, not an apology session. I wasn't moved, though Sarah teared up. "Asking you guys handle the cake, I'll open the durian," Mike chimed in. "I'll cut the cake." "No need," I replied, annoyed. He insisted, "Brother, let me, Or are you going to hold a grudge after my apology? I stopped. Stop the act. Aren't the fake tears tiring? Your apologies don't count for anything. His expression changed. Huh. So what? Sarah can't stand my tears, you know, he said defiantly, sitting by the coffee table. You can't stop me from joining you guys, and you can't stop me from cutting the cake. I grabbed the plastic knife before him, not expecting he'd snatch it back with a sudden fierce energy, unlike his earlier feigned fragility. In the scuffle, I got a cut. I touched my chin. It was bleeding. Momentarily shocked, he said, "Your face!" And I slapped him, a sharp smack ringing out. You don't have stomach cancer, it's brain cancer, right? Sarah rushed in, seeing the scene, Mike clutching his cheek. Sarah, I accidentally cut Felix's face. I'm sorry, Mike said. I lifted him by the collar. Stop crying at every little thing and just explain. Enough, Felix, Sarah snapped, interrupting me. She stood in front of Mike, glaring at me like I was some beast. He's dying. What's there to argue? Her eyes showed deep disappointment. He's got so little time left, and you're making a big deal out of a scratch. It's just a little cut on your chin. Is it seriously more important than his life? If I was just disappointed in her before, now I was utterly disgusted. I wanted to shove her head into a cake to wake her up. Mike was still alive, but that clear-headed Sarah who used to care about me was gone for good. I grabbed the cake and smashed it on her face. Get out. I'm done, Sarah coldly said. Let's break up. I was going to say that if you didn't. After a loud door slam, all that was left was dead silence. Sarah used to say, "With me around, you'll never be wronged." Unfortunately, my biggest grievance came from her. I slowly crouched down in front of the sofa. Maybe it was the overwhelming anger or the bottled-up disappointment. Eventually, it all broke free. But half an hour later, the doorbell rang again. I thought it was Sarah and didn't plan to answer. Get lost, can you? You're so noisy. But then Lisa's familiar voice came through. It's me, Lisa. I opened the door, pretending everything was fine, and smiled at her. Hey, sis, what brings you here? I texted you from downstairs, and you didn't reply, so I came up. I hadn't checked my phone. I opened the door, turned around, but then she gently grabbed my wrist. She pulled me in front of her. What happened? The smile on her lips vanished, replaced by anger. Who hurt you? Sarah or her male friend? Looking at her, I told her about all the crap that just went down. Listen to me. You shouldn't be bothered by this trash. Soon after, she got a call. All right, I'm on my way. I thought she was leaving for something, feeling a bit down. Unexpectedly, she was just going to the door for a cake, along with a bouquet of my favorite tulips. She handed them to me. Congrats on ditching trash today. Happy birthday, Felix. On the other side, Sarah took Mike to her place and calmed him down for quite a while. Mike said, How about I go down and apologize to Felix? It seems like he's really pissed. He didn't mean to, and he just slapped you. Felix was way out of line this time. At midnight, after a hard time settling Mike in her guest room, the doorbell rang suddenly. Her first thought was, It's Felix. But he was still mad, and if Felix came to apologize, she wouldn't be ready to accept it yet. Thinking of this, Sarah went to the entryway. But as soon as she opened the door, before seeing clearly who it was, she felt a hot slap on her cheek. She winced in pain, holding her face, and then realized it was Lisa standing there, furious. Hey, what are you doing? What did I do to you? Who's your sister? Don't you know what you've done? Still got water in that head of yours? Sarah remembered Lisa rarely swore. It was the first time she saw her this mad. As soon as her brain clicked, Sarah got hit with a couple more punches. Dodging, she said, All right, I get it. You're standing up for Felix, but hear me out. If your head's all mixed up, don't bother Felix. I don't care about your excuses. Aren't you reasonable? I thought of you as a sister. But Lisa didn't listen to her reasoning. She was gone after laying it all on Sarah. After taking that beating, Sarah felt utterly pissed. To be honest, if it weren't for working under Lisa, she wouldn't have held back. But thinking it through, she realized she was in the wrong. Back at Felix's place, she was too focused on keeping Mike, who has cancer, comfortable, that she didn't consider Felix got his chin cut too. Her mind's been all about Mike's stomach cancer lately. The spots where Lisa hit still stung. Thinking of it, Sarah frustratingly ran her fingers through her hair. Whatever, let them both cool off. When he's calmed down, she'll buy him a more expensive gift. Should be fine then. Waking up in the morning, I felt incredibly refreshed. As I pulled the curtains, I saw the first light on the horizon. Thanks to Lisa, I'm going to remember parts of my 25th birthday fondly. She stayed with me all night, chatting and cheering me up until late. Somewhere along the way, I dozed off on the couch, but waking up, I was in bed. The living room was quiet. She was still there on my couch, legs curled up a bit, one hand on her forehead, silent like a peaceful stone. Quickly, I grabbed a light blanket from the bedroom and gently covered her. Then I snuck into the kitchen to make 2 bowls of noodles. When I put the noodles in, Lisa's voice came from behind. "Impressive! You can cook noodles now?" I turned around, and she smiled warmly. "Not too bad, 3rd best in the world." I chuckled. But I can't guarantee they taste good. Back when I stayed at her place, she always made breakfast on weekends. Usually she cooked noodles for me while I just waited in the living room. "By the way, I'm planning to move soon. Got any suggestions for a place?" "Sure," she came to my side. "Just depends on if you like it." The apartment I'm in now, Sarah and I found it after graduating. That time, Sarah wanted us to live together. But I didn't want to. We'd only been dating 6 months. In the end, she was on the 7th floor, I on the 10th. But now, being in the same building with her feels incredibly uncomfortable. I blocked and deleted all of Sarah's contacts. With Lisa's help, I quickly moved out of the apartment. She and Mike are better off being stuck with each other so they don't harm anyone else. Finding the right place to live isn't easy. Lisa let me crash at her place for a while. I was a bit unsure. Like, won't it be inconvenient for you? I mean, we're both grown-ups now. She chuckled. You never found it inconvenient those 10 years you stayed with us. Now you're being all picky about it. Before you find a place, all right? Guess I'll be hanging around at her place then. Stop trying to say no. I had quite a bit of stuff. I was worried she might not have room for it all. But turns out that was just me overthinking. Her home is in a villa complex, right in the bustling city center, but nice and quiet. More than enough space for just one more person. Before I arrived, she'd already tidied up a room for me, got some new sheets and everything. She planned it all out perfectly, and then she helped me organize all my clutter. Finally, she handed me 2 keys, one for the main door and one for my room. I started to get more convinced that breaking up with Sarah was a good move. Her first love drama popped up at the right moment. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen what she was really like so soon. I quit my job, not out of rashness. I had plans to move anyway. After quitting, Lisa took me on a road trip. The beautiful scenery gradually healed my hurt feelings. That night we got back, I went to see my buddy who sings at a bar. I sat and drank while he sang Happy Breakup just for me. When he finished, he joined me. Women are everywhere, man. We ain't missing one. Every time he badmouthed Sarah, we downed a shot. Pretty soon I was losing to him. I'm done, man. I'm gonna barf if I keep going. He clicked his tongue. I wanted to trash her some more. You're already tapping out. I'll get you home, he said as he reached to help me up. But right then, my phone rang. He looked and said, Hey, it's your sister. I'll answer it. I don't know what he said, but Lisa showed up pretty quickly. When we got out of her car, I stubbornly refused her help. It was a wobbly struggle to the door. Then, when the elevator opened, I grabbed her. Hey, do all women like having a good little brother? You squatted down to take my shoes off. You're drunk. I'm not drunk, Lisa. Even if you drink, I wouldn't be drunk. Just tell me, do you have a ton of good little brothers, or am I just another one? I didn't even know what I was saying. It wasn't something I'd normally say. Her eyes got all serious and intense. You don't think I see you as a brother, do you? Silence hung in the air for a while. Lisa looked down at me. You asked if all women love good little brothers. Well, let me tell you something. She locked eyes with me. No, I never wanted to be your sister. Never. Not before, not now. Honestly, I didn't know what to say, but her intense gaze made me feel like I should kiss her. So I did. I leaned in, planted a gentle kiss on her lips. Lisa, what do you want to be with me? She froze for a second, then pushed me onto the couch, pinning me down. When I was nearly out of breath, she pulled back just a little and whispered against my lips. You kissed me. You already know the answer. When I woke up the next morning, my head was pounding. I turned over, half awake, and suddenly there was Lisa, right there beside me. My heart raced a bit. Images of last night's kisses flashed in my mind. We kissed on the couch first, then things got romantically hazy in bed afterward. God, was that all just a dream? I got up, went to the living room, poured a glass of cold water, and touched my face. Felt squeaky clean. Then, a pair of slender arms wrapped around my waist. Lisa hugged me from behind, her voice all sleepy. You're up? Yeah, got a headache. The morning sun was shining outside. There was a gentle breeze, and the curtains gently swayed. My heart was racing. Come sit down, she said. Her fingers pressed rhythmically on my temples. Her scent of sandalwood drifted over. Feeling better? She asked. Yeah, much better, I replied. After washing up, we went out for breakfast. I tried to act all casual when I asked, So, did anything happen between us last night? She raised an eyebrow. What do you mean, anything? You know, like that. Her laugh had a mischievous edge as she pulled me into a hug. I can't recall. Want to give me a demo? She clicked her tongue, kissed me for a bit, and said, You kissed me like this. Now you want to back out? Little late for that. Wait, I did that? She laughed. Should have recorded it to prove it. You wouldn't back out like now. I'm not backing out, just clarifying. Yeah, we kissed, but nothing more. I'm not one to take advantage. My face felt hot. All of a sudden, this cheeky girl really twisted my words. I didn't mean it that way at all. Honestly, I liked you since high school, I admitted. Not kidding. I had a crush on you back then. Then, in 12th grade, my mom told me, Your sister's boyfriend is so handsome, they look great together. Took me a week to get over it and stop having feelings for you. But who'd have thought, after all this time, what I wanted at 17 is starting to blossom at 25. Meanwhile, Sarah just got some good news. When Mike went for a checkup, something miraculous happened. His condition improved. She believed it was her constant presence that did the trick. She planned to take him out for a celebratory meal. The place was super popular, with 2 rows of people waiting outside. She and Mike got in line too. That's when she noticed the restaurant across the street had closed. That's where she took Felix for their first date. Just thinking about Felix's name got her all worked up again. He's probably regretting breaking up with her now. This was the biggest fight they'd ever had, and there was no way she'd back down first. She wasn't in the wrong. He was the one making a big fuss. She was determined to ignore him for 2 months, so he'd learn to reflect on his behavior. As she was thinking this, she opened her phone and started scrolling through social media. Then she stumbled upon Lisa's post from last week. With him now? Whoa, he got a boyfriend. She squinted to look closer, and in the next second, she felt like she was struck by lightning. Mike noticed something was off. He peeked at her phone and said with a cheerful tone, "Wow, Felix has a new girlfriend?" His voice was unusually excited, but Sarah frowned deeply. "I thought my brother just broke up. Would at least wait a year or two before dating again. Never expected him to find someone new so quickly." Mike looked puzzled. "Seems like he's still—" But she cut him off. "Don't jump to conclusions. He's probably just doing this to spite me." "No way. They're already kissing?" Just then, the restaurant called their number, and Mike pulled her by the arm to leave. "Come on, Sarah. Our table's ready." But Sarah's face didn't look good, and she was at her wits' end. "No, I need to get to the bottom of this. Go ahead and eat. I'll catch up after I figure this out," she told her friend. She hadn't reached out to Felix in ages. Speeding in her car, she was texting him with one hand. "What's going on with you and her?" But as soon as she sent the message, a glaring red exclamation mark popped up. She hit the steering wheel in frustration and hurried to the 10th floor of his apartment. She knocked so hard her hand almost broke, but Felix didn't open the door. After some time of knocking, 2 cops showed up. They pinned her to the ground without a word. "You're under suspicion for harassment. You're making a mistake. My boyfriend lives here." At that moment, the door opened, but a stranger stood in the entryway. "Officers, don't listen to her nonsense. I just moved here recently, and I don't know her at all." Sarah was in shock. She craned her neck to peer inside, but everything was unfamiliar. Felix had moved out. Her legs went weak, and she collapsed on the floor. She spent the night at the police station, refusing to believe the photos were real. The officers on duty could see her crying and just thought she'd been dumped. After listening to Sarah's endless complaints, a young officer told her, "From a cop's perspective, I advise you to be smart about this, and from a man's perspective, I think you asked for it." On Monday, at work, Sarah was a mess. Her co-workers asked, "Didn't you sleep well? Why the dark circles?" She forced a laugh. "Ha ha, just stayed up late gaming." Finally, close to the end of the workday, she overheard co-workers say, "Wow, our boss's boyfriend is here." "No way, really? The boss has a boyfriend?" "Yeah, didn't you see her post online with him before?" "How could I add the boss online at my level? Let me see. He's actually pretty handsome. Nice eyes. Hey, Sarah, want to take a look?" But Sarah felt a sharp pain in her heart. "No thanks." Maybe it's fake? She clung to a sliver of hope that Felix had come for her. It wasn't entirely impossible. With renewed spirit, Sarah gathered her things and left the office. Felix was waiting in the corridor, but he didn't stop. Walked straight past her towards Lisa. Sarah clenched her fists. He was supposed to come for her. What right did Lisa have? She felt like a thief. Not daring to confront Lisa directly at the office, she followed them. Felix, arm in arm with Lisa, was saying something as they walked to the parking lot. Only then did Sarah call out to him, "Felix!" When he turned to look at her, his smile vanished, his gaze unfamiliar. "Do you need something from us?" Sarah was bitter. "Why didn't you tell me you're with her?" Felix found it amusing. "Who are you? Why would I need to report who I'm with to you, Sarah?" "I'm sorry, I didn't know you'd be this mad," Lisa said. But Felix wasn't listening and got in the car. Lisa's eyes were mocking. In that moment, she couldn't say a word. The first time Sarah introduced Lisa to Felix, she noticed he looked at Lisa differently than others. It made her uneasy, so she tried hard to paint Lisa as a heartbreaker, since Felix hated women who couldn't be clear in relationships. But now, she angrily slapped herself, realizing she was the one who handled things poorly all along. When she got home, she found Mike had arrived at some point. "Hey, those are Felix's slippers. Don't wear them." Mike glanced at her timidly. "What's wrong?" "Nothing." Sarah tossed her briefcase onto the sofa in frustration. Hey, I need to tell you something. Your condition's getting better, right? So maybe it's time you move out of my place, she said. I've fulfilled all your wishes. Now hurry up and move back to your own. Mike's eyes turned red again. Sarah felt her tone was a bit harsh. Sorry, I just need to have some alone time, she added. Go back to your room for now. She drank several bottles of beer, trying to numb herself with alcohol. On her way to take a shower, while passing by Mike's room, Sarah originally wanted to ask if he had packed his stuff, but accidentally overheard him on the phone with a friend. She stopped in her tracks. What do I do? She's trying to kick me out again. Then just tell her your stomach cancer got worse and act like you're crying in agony in front of her. Do the whole routine again, she'll be under your thumb. Right when Mike responded with agreement, there was a bang as the door swung open. When he turned and saw Sarah standing at the door, he was actually in shock. So your stomach cancer was all a lie? You've been playing me this whole time? Mike tried to fake innocence. No, Sarah, please let me explain. Sarah threw him out. You made me feel like a joke. Get out of here. I never want to see you again. 10 minutes later, his suitcase packed with clothes was tossed out. Go and never show up in front of me again. If your stomach cancer was fake, I hope it becomes real in the future. Mike knocked on the door for half an hour, feeling drained and tearless. He knocked so much that the neighbors were stirred, but Sarah still didn't come out. He tried to get help from a couple next door. I'm her boyfriend. We had a fight, and she kicked me out. The man said, Nah, I remember the guy next door didn't look like you. He was way better looking. The woman gave Mike a side eye. That day when there were two guys arguing next door, I was listening in for a while. You must be the side piece, and you got some nerve asking us to help you knock on the door, she added. Be careful, or I'll take a picture and post it online. Mike felt incredibly embarrassed and slinked away with his suitcase. Sarah was a mess at work for several days before she finally quit on her own. She completely resented Lisa and naturally had no intention of staying under her command. Late one night, she found an old photo of her with Felix, and the more she thought about it, the more upset she became. She drove all the way to Lisa's place, not caring about the rain as she dashed into it. At that moment, Lisa's phone alerted her that someone was at her door via the smart doorbell. She glanced at Felix sleeping quietly next to her and checked the live video on the app. Outside in the pouring rain stood a drenched Sarah, frantically ringing the doorbell. Felix, are you in there? You left in a hurry that afternoon. Can we talk properly? I know you're just trying to upset me. I'm sorry, okay? Sarah pushed her soaked hair back, looking disheveled. Lisa, come out and explain. I trusted you to take care of Felix. You taking it out on me is one thing, but stealing him from me. Lisa's gaze turned icy as she watched the video, thinking, she just won't leave us alone. She got up and quietly left the room, making a call. Not long after, security arrived and escorted Sarah away. Previously, Sarah had visited looking for Lisa, so the security recognized her as a friend of Lisa's, which is why they let her in. But they hadn't expected this friend would go crazy at night, making it seem like Lisa had stolen her boyfriend. The guard worried about keeping his job while also sighing at how even someone of Lisa's status could have such poor taste in friends. It's late, he said. Making a scene till morning won't help. You should head back, or I'll call the police. Sarah left, wandering aimlessly through the streets. Passing through the bustling downtown area, she stopped when she saw people watching something on a giant screen in a posh commercial building. It only took one glance for her face to turn pale. Congratulations to Miss Lisa and Mr. Felix on their engagement, wishing them a lifetime of harmony and happiness. Join the city in celebrating their engagement party tomorrow. Wow, they really look great together. Such a handsome couple. Lisa's the second daughter of the company. Damn, she's quite the beauty. Someone whispered, I heard they grew up together. Childhood sweethearts. Someone took a picture of a distraught woman standing beneath the screen, umbrella-less, crying her eyes out, looking utterly foolish. During Lisa's first summer break from college, when Felix was fresh out of high school, she had planned a trip to a place he'd always wanted to visit. But before they could set off, she received a text from him. "SIS, I have a girlfriend. I won't be using this number anymore." She canceled the tickets, finding him and reluctantly accepting that he really did see her as just a sister, though she harbored feelings for him she shouldn't have. The next time she saw him was at a casual gathering. He appeared just as she'd imagined, growing into a handsome young man. The moment she saw him, she was thrilled like never before. She just wanted to hug him right away. There was someone really annoying standing next to him. She had never found Sarah so unpleasant until now. She wished Sarah would just disappear from the world. Crazy thought, right? But it didn't matter because they were together now, and she felt more like the outsider, so she had to act all cool and distant. She worried that after they reconnected, she might intrude on him, and that would probably just cause him trouble. Luckily, fate gave her a break. Sarah wasn't the right match for him. She was mad at Sarah for being deceitful, but also glad she had the chance to love him freely again. It seemed like making the same New Year's wish for 7 years finally paid off a little. She could finally tell him how much she adored him. With that thought, she stood on her toes and kissed his forehead. "Where have you been?" Felix asked drowsily. "Did someone come by?" "No one. Just go back to sleep," she replied. It was pouring outside. The rain kept falling, but she felt more at peace in his arms than ever before. Keep raining. Once it stops, tomorrow will be a fresh, sunny day."